Hello, everyone. Hello, Mbunge, Sasa. How you doing? We play some music today. Niko salama pia naendelea vizuri kabisa. Just trying to see Mama Ivy, hi! Oh my God, so exciting to see you here. Just playing some music just to, wait for people to come in before we get started with the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys can hear me clearly, and most importantly, you can see me. As we wait for the show to get started, and wait for more people to come in. I've actually never seen you here, Ivy. Never ever. This is my first time seeing you here. Hi, Bing Jun Robinson. How are you? I'm just going to be reading your names as they appear. Remember, if you want to perform, we have an open mic session for the first 30 minutes of this show, so you can always join us on that, and yeah. Thank you so much for being here. As we wait for more people to join us, remember that if you're here and you want to join to be in the open mic session, please just send in your request and we will have somebody from our end showing you the ropes on how to do that, and you'll be able to join me on this live and do this together. And I hope you can hear the music. I hope you can also hear me as well, so that I'm not only talking to myself. Today our featured poets are Emdash, and she's from the US. And we also have a very long time friend who's going to be joining us as well, and his name is the Divine Bandit. I hope I haven't butchered his name. The Divine Bandit, yes. And he's one of our featured poets as well. So it should be exciting to have them with us. So as I mentioned earlier that we are having an open mic session to start with, and we already have one person who is ready to go on, and that is Mbunge, Aliye Parara. So as we wait to let him join, let me just first stop the music so that you guys can hear me. I love that song. Okay. we'll get back to that song. Before we get to that, we're just going to play a game real quick, literally very quick, so that we can allow Mbunge to come in on this. And the game is What's in Your Kitchen? All right. I know every time I'm here, I'm always asking people questions about the kitchen and what in the kitchen starts with the letter P or whatever. But today the thing is what's in my kitchen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of turn it into a riddle, but not very hard. And then in the comment section, you're going to tell me what you think I'm describing. All right. I come from an exotic fruit that is mostly found in the coast. I'm making this stuff up because I'm smart like that. All right. Okay, I come from an exotic fruit from the coast. I am found on a no, that's gonna give it away. I'm used for multiple things. For cooking, for skincare, that give it away, and for hair. But most people don't like how I smell. What am I? I come from an exotic fruit from the coast, used for multiple things, for skincare, for cooking, and for hair. What am I? The first one to get it might just get something from me. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you'll get something. Maybe you won't. Depends on who you are even when you answer it. You're very warm. It is coconut, but something that comes from the coconut, something like not the whole coconut itself. So you're very warm, very, very warm. I think I just gave it away with that answer as well. You might get something from me if you get the answer right. I don't know. We'll make a decision on that. I am from an exotic. I am a fruit. I'm an exotic fruit from but yes, coconut oil is correct, June. I might get you something. Just slide into our DMs. Just slide into our DMs and drop me your location, and then I'll see if I can get you something from there. But June Robinson is correct. Coconut oil is the answer. The coconut itself cannot be used for all those things, but the oil. We're going to be joined by hey Faith, thank you so much for joining us. You think it's a coconut? The answer is coconut oil. The answer is coconut oil. So as we await for Mbunge to join us, we are as our first open mic poet. And I'm going to play some music as we wait for Mbunge to join us. Mbunge, are you ready for us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you. Waiting like private school. Wow. Yes, we can see you clearly and we can hear you. Thank you so much for joining us on our open mic session. And you being the first poet, you might still get something from me. I don't know, but well, thank you so much for joining us.
Asante.
Niambie sasa leo unatu what is performing in Swahili? Yani nilikuja Nairobi nikasausa. What are you performing today?
Saseni, today I have one piece on the struggles of being an artist. and the struggles of making it in the industry. And
Mhm.
then the other one is about politics, elections, and tribalism. Yeah.
Great. We are here for it. We want to hear it. Tell us.
Ngoja kidogo niweke charger. Very good.
Oh.
Yes.
Sawa.
So, the first piece inaitwa Confessions. Yeah. So hizi ni struggles za msanii anadai kufika. Msanii jina imesikika but bado pesa haijajipa. Industry inajua mimi Kaisari but bado imedinda kulipa what belongs to Caesar. So nang'ara kwa stage ya concept show ya fellow artist ameficha, but bado malipo ni exposure, so na pause mafans wanipige picture. Kuna frustrations mob smile imeficha kwa current profile picture. Niko na borrowed image na najua vyema isitiri tako nguo la kuazima. Nje na keep the fire burning but ndani linafifia karibu kuzima. Usionekane na matatu kwa event yenye fan amepull up na bima. Hisi ni pressure chungu mzima, lakini bado na hope kwa experience feel ya mchumia juani akilia kivulini. Nimepigwa na mawimbi nauliza Muumba atanilaza kwa maji matulivu lini. Jusna ni kiumbe kilicho hai na attributes za Gemini. At times ufanya hata mzaliwa mwenyeji ya feel ugenini akose kujiamini. Jumi najua what it's like to feel like lilitua na alitawahi chomoza jua. Najua what it's like kusali daily na hata moja lijajibiwa dua. Kila rafiki huwa shabiki, lakini usishangae si kila shabiki huwa rafiki. Kwa stage baada ya moments ya kuwapa burudani fiti, msanii nimebaki 50-50, vile enda kula vile enda fika matakanda afford ya nauli tikiti. So wewe niambia haja gani kuwa famous na fame ilipi? Show baada ya show with nothing to show. Years down the line your illest MC bado ako broke. So after kubank on exposure nimenunua space writers block. Ideas ziko pressing lakini creativity inani block. Secret to success no inspiration na inanifichia kasiri. Hati yangu inapa watu tumbo joto huku mwenyewe kintia baridi. Niko na 90% reasons za kuquit lakini kuna hii 10% na itathmini. Waliniambia better days lie ahead. So nangoja zitimie siku za success. Mbunge. Yeah.
Yay. Thank you so much for that, Mbunge. Thank you so much for that. That was your first piece. You promised us 3 pieces. Ama 4 pieces.
Ukitaka hata 30.
Tulete. Tuko ready. Take it away, Mbunge.
So, my second piece is called Kabila Balaa.
Kabila Balaa.
Yes, Kabila Balaa.
Okay.
Naogopa kusideliniwa juu tribe yangu ni inferior. Na consequences ya hatred ilianzishwa na mababu effects zimenifikia. Sahi naishi in fear, uhai si guaranteed na peaceful survival na ihofia. Juu what the future holds ni brush na blood ime replace paint kuproduce pictures za kuogofya. Producing a masterpiece of a people so divided wana delight kwa vifo. Pata reaction ya nderemo na vifijo times tribalism ime override reason kwa kipimo. Marry from another na hiyo ni treason. Tuko brainwashed kubelieve Kabila litamuongeza kimo bilikimo. Na believe in tribal power ata cost ya kutugawa. Nimedharau, nimetimua, nimeua. Labda niko guilty your honor but nimekuzwa nikifunzwa hiyo ni honor. Die for your tribe ni slogan nimekuenacted mara mob na nimegrow nikiona kila mmoja akijitolea mhanga lake kulifia. Effects ni love na unity kufifia. Saizi tuko naked and exposed juu flag ilitumika kucover our differences imevaliwa kaa kofia. After damu kushade kuprovide shade from race za reality. Ethnicity ni man-made calamity na effort za kuikabi na chukulwa ka mutiny. Love in this tribal city ni vanity, leaders wakidonate weapons for charity. Task yetu for blood imefanya vision yetu kwa blood hakuna clarity. Focus on Kenya. Patriotism ni illusion. We are living a lie ya 4K resolution na Kenya of Kenyans for Kenyans by Kenyans iko champion na ghost revolution. Na ni so sad that tribe yangu ndo reason life yangu iko in danger. Na kanisa iko funded na state kukakimya wakishuhudia kinyume ya teachings yaliyezaliwa kwa menja. Ni emergency, piga 999 na fande ni mteja. Uniform, bunduki, risasi, alikomboesha on short term kandarasi. Kenya ni dom, so karibu ndani ushuhudie hii sarakasi. Sarakasi hard heavy iko ndani ya mwili yako, paperweight ya karatasi. In this case sheria ikati kote, si msumeno ni makasi. Heartbeat ikibishana na pesi ya karao, wamekalia farasi ndio extrajudicial si fallacy. But wenye wako safe wana defend killings. But am I to blame? Chuki juu ya tribes na wakilisha. Marginalized juu majority wameadapt mentality ya Hitler. Ruling sides tu ndo wako na haki ya wanaharakati. A state gone rogue na agents wako trigger happy. Raha tupati, patawaje na ustawi. Hujuma ikifanywa kwa ustadi na vitoa machozi vikitumika kuliwaza majonzi. Haki iko missing, hatuna mlinzi. Serikali ni ya wadukizi na raia wadumizi. Sanem zinapotumika kugawanyisha machizi. Haki iko missing, hatuna mlinzi. Justice inapatikana kwa uhaba lakini bado nalimbika. Bado nalimbika, limpikizo nikihope one day nitalimbua. Chuki ndio mchana, chuki ndio kitu kimeingia kitumbua lakini bado tunadimbua. Pretending that tofauti zetu tulishatatua. Hatua baada ya hatua tunarudi kwa mtego tuliokuwa tumejinasua. But wale nauliza ni lini? Ni lini Kenya itakuwa safe for my kind? Ni lini Kenya itakuwa safe for your kind? Ni lini Kenya itakuwa safe for all kind? Ni lini? Mbunge.
Mbunge. First of all, let me just say that your poems are very triggering. Yani zinagusa mahali mpaka unashindwa Anyway, asante sana. Alafu when you are doing this poem ilikuwa najiuliza anasoma ama maneno yote yako kwa akili. Hata hizo poems zake atatusomea, atatuambia ziko kwa akili ama unazisoma sahi. So you know. Usisomi kwa msanii kweli ni it's a talent. Aya, onto your next poem.
My next piece inaitwa Dafrao. Yes, inaitwa Dafrao. It's on police brutality, extrajudicial killing. Yeah.
And I feel like that's a topic that's very sensitive right now. So I'm happy that you're even able to talk about it and write about it in your poetry, just to educate people. Thank you so much on that. Yeah. Take it away, Mbunge.
Kuna hii msitu inaitwa youth na afande ndo woodcutter. Deforestation inafanyika faster. Statistics zinapikwa kwa police station na OB ndo jikoni. When bidhaa kwa stock ya mwanabiashara utaangushwa kabei ya jioni. Ugeuze mnyama pori. Kwa morgue familia yako italipishwa kwa watalii kuview body na kuna kandarasi. Mali ya serikali sio bure, so lazima pia walipie risasi. Niambie, what does the constitution say juu ya life na ni which chapter? Maana katiba maisha yako imelinda, ndo wao pia imewaidhinisha kukuwinda. Risasi for sleeping pills, sawa rogue medics watakulaza. Umeuliwa na tax yako. Assigned bodyguard amekusunda kwa body bag. Umeongeza street cred yake ya kubrag. Vijana ni monsters kwa vitongoji Hesi ndio Van Helsing. Amenusa damu na apparently ya youth ndio tamu. Milio ya bastola inafululizwa na vilio kwa kila boma. Walking Grim Reapers. Wataona haya wakikuhata. Watafurahia ukiwagwaya. Vifo ndo inheritance yao, body count wakijigawa. Tools of violence kwa regime aina haya. Hitmen for hire na cases za mistaken identity zikishoot haya. Utakulishwa kopo ukionekana umekula Lukia Silva. Ni hatia kijana kung'ara kwa nchi aina ajira. Wana hold hasira. Na therapy kiholela ni kupull triggers, transfer haswa si suluhisho ya rogue officers. Nasema transfer haswa si suluhisho ya rogue officers. Mahakama ni ya nini kama haipewi chance? Perpetrators hawa face the law, wako allergic, so transfers ni za kulei law. Na IPOA hawana IPOA, wako blind tu madoa doa. Na wakikamini wanatumia maji baridi kufua stain ya mafuta imepoa. Na usidanganywe ati hizi killings zina target tu mwizi. utaangushwa. Ukifight police brutality kwa capacity ya wakili utaangushwa. Kiubaguzi ukiingia kwa street kuchallenge uchaguzi utaangushwa. Ukidemand for better quality education kama wanafunzi utaangushwa. Ukiitisha pay ya risk allowance kama muuguzi utaangushwa. Ukichallenge unyanyasaji akanjo kwa hizi streets kama mchuuzi. Hizi killings ni za chuki. Polisi ni mtu atakuua ukimuudhi, atakuua akiwa moody, atakuua on and off duty. Transfers hazijakuwa zikisaidia so far, so mbona huyo rogue officers kazi ya vutu. Trust yetu kwa utumishi kwa hali maututi juu solution yao kwa kila kitu huwa tu kutumia bunduki. Kwa nchi yenye kuna systems za kutatua na kurekebisha tofauti afisa, mbona fast solution yako kwa kila kitu huwa tu ni mauti. Mbunge.
Mbunge, kuna kitu hapo umesema that has really triggered me again. Umesema polisi anaweza kuwa akiwa moody, polisi anaweza what, you know, not many people think about that aspect, that a cop can actually just kill you because they are moody. And it's so scary because it makes you wonder how you're supposed to act or how you're supposed to behave around cops. But before we get into your next poem, I'd like to shout out every people who have just joined. I can see Mufasa Poet in the building. Let me just pretend I'm doing this. Boom, 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 boom. Mufasa Poet in the building. I can see Chinese Anto, McGregor Poet, Zosi. Hi, Zosi. Faith Mwangi was here and answered a question. Bakita Masharia, thank you so much, guys, for joining. We just started with our open mic session, and we're about to have our first featured poet come in. But remember, if you're a poet and you want to do any open mic, please send us a request, and we'll be able to admit you and have you come on. We see our featured poet is here, the Divine Bandit. Welcome. We are waiting for you. And Mbunge, I'm going to let you continue with your poetry. But before that, I also want to remind you that we have a tip jar on M-Pesa, and the till number is 891644. But if you are into the PayPal manenos, you can do that through creativespills@gmail.com. All right, Mbunge, should we give you an opportunity to do one more poem before we hop on to the next session?
Yeah.
Sure. Take it away.
So my last piece for the night inaitwa Sitaandika. Yeah. Funika hailingani na ile wazi. Kufunika mabaya na kuangazia mema ndo yangu kazi. Na ikiwa maovu itanigeuza kuwa rafiki, basi na mapema jua sitakufaa kwa dhiki. Maovu yalishaandikwa juu ya Kenya na mazuri yake nimeamua sitaandika. So sitaandika. Sitaandika juu vile wewe utamnyima kura Joshua lako Kabila. Sitaandika vile wewe ulimwaga food na jirani amelala bila. Sitaandika vile nyinyi oppress women na early marriage na tohara mkisingizia mila. Sitaandika juu ya secrets and lies. Secrets and lies ya viongozi wenye instead of kuhudumia wa Kenya wao spend time wakijipamba kwa viongozi. Juu ya fathers walikuwa na pupa ya kuzalisha but hawakuwa ready kulisha. Juu huyo mama mlevi mtuma Koinange karo ili ya raise karo. Sitaandika. Sitaandika reasons mbona mayuta wahudumii serikali wanamiliki bunduki na hata wenye si Masai wamejiami kwa mkuki. Na sitaandika reasons huyo landlord aliwakomposha keja na alijua vyema ni mamluki. Sitaandika juu ya squatters. Sitaandika vile private developer aliwaangalia usoni kisha akawapa notice, akawaambia wahame ama waongeze kodi juu alikuwa na odea koti. Sitaandika vile men in blue walilipwa taumeni kama blue wavunje Reuters magoti kama walikulubiwa na mtoto wa Sagodi. Sitaandika. Wanaume ndo walinzi wa wanawake but yao nimeamua sitaandika. Reason being wao wenye wako responsible kumlinda ndo walimvua na kumrarulia rinda kisingizio ati alijibu salamu kama anarinda. So hii piece ni kama dira chora taswira. Kila wiki najua info leaks na mtatumia rununu kusambaza hiyo fununu. So hata usiniulize jua info jua hata nikiwapa proper mtaitreat ni kama imeganda. So sitaandika juu ya huko kwa list ya watu no more hawayuko waliongeza Robert huko. vile ilikuwa imezimwa stima na ilipowakishwa watoto waligeuka yatima. Sitaandika juu assassinated human activists na maloya kina Tom Mboya. Sitaandika vile Pandrea alimtapeli Madhe dhahabu na almasi na hakushow masi. Sitaandika vile akihukumiwa alisot kuomoka na akatorokea kuokoka. Sitaandika vile investment yake ya kwanza ilikuwa ni ya golden bag. So sitaandika vile serikali walicheza karaoke after falling of JM karaoke. Sitaandika vile waliona damu imtoshi wakamuongezea mercury na wakamtag Matiba juu after that alihitaji zaidi ya tiba. Sitaandika, nitaandika tu ile day yenye Mturkana ako njaa na njaa imempokonya flesh akabaki boni hadi kwa face atarealize yeye na mayouth wenzake ndio wako na power ya kuleta change kwa hii 254 Mbunge.
Thank you so much, Mbunge, for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much kwa kuwa open mic poet wa leo. Asante sana. Let's just go to the comments together nione what people are saying. Sophie Mashaya has just joined us and she says Mbunge. So assume ameshout jina yako mbaya. Alafu wako hapa they're quoting your poems, but McGregor Poet anasema Mufasa Mbunge amesema utakula kopa ukiwa umepiga lukuka silver. I felt it. Sophie anasema peace kama dira chora taswira. Great, thank you so much for engaging our audience as well. Asante sana kwa kuwa nasi leo, and we are happy to have you. Thank you so much, Mbunge. So I'm just going to shout out a few people who have also just joined us that I can see through the comment section. I can see that there's Marisha Haran, who's just joined us, and Sophie Masharia. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Before we get to our next segment, which is actually having our first featured poet with us, I'm going to play a little game just to get things a bit warm up in here, because Baridia Nairobi, my friends. So I have cards here, and these cards have a set of questions, and each answer, the correct answer, has points. So in as much as you might give me the correct answer on the comment section, it might have the least number of points. All right. So the first question. Name a reason a woman rejects a marriage proposal. Name a reason a woman rejects a marriage proposal. Na pia kama kuomoka is a reason, sema tu kwa comment section tuone. Name a reason a woman rejects a marriage proposal. What is the one? Okay, not one. According to this thing, there's six reasons a woman can refuse a marriage proposal. What is a reason with the most points? What is one of those reasons doesn't feel the same way? That is an answer there, and that is 20 points. Very, very good. Kamora Ke. She is not ready is the correct answer. Being Junior on a roll, that is the answer with the highest points. Not ready or it's too soon with 25 points. The other answers were hajaomoka, fear of commitment, not the right guy, and another one is ugly. I don't know if that's a reason, but according to this thing, it is. Name something that has curves. Name something that has curves. And the highest points for this question is 45 points. Name something that has Kate Kariuki. That is correct. Yes, that is also very correct if she's not ready to settle down. But that one was 20 points as well. Yeah. At a bride price, cows getting stolen like the 17-year-old who stole his father's. That is a good answer, but it is not in our cards. But it is a good answer, Sophie Mashaya. It is a very good answer, and it is a very relevant reason. Ooh, I like that question. The question is name something that has calves. Something that has calves. This one is easy, and then we're going to do one last one, and then we're going to have our second open mic poet by the name Kael. Hope I said that right. Yes, Kael Njihia is correct. Haya, name something that has calves. Hamjui nini iko na calves? Wow. A bottle of Coca-Cola is the least. Hey, Sophie. It only has 2 points. I'm so sorry. Women, though, as Kamoke says, is the correct answer with 45 points. We are the caviest beings in the world. The second thing is a road with 44 points and a bottle with 3 points as Kate Kairuki, human body, woman stroke body is. I hope you don't think I'm cheating. Let me do like a YouTuber. Can you see the answer? I hope you don't think I'm cheating, but there's those are the answers. So Kate Kariuki and Kamor KE are right. The last question before we get into our hips. Hips is also correct. I think if you say woman, we just say it's the hips. So yeah, maybe. Let's go to the last question before we have our second our second featured poet. Ivy bottle is correct, but it's the answer that had the least points with 3 points. Thank you so much for participating, love. Okay, name something people do in their cars if they think no one is watching. The answer with the highest points has 61 points. And then the rest just start from 20 and ends with 3. But name something people do in their cars if they think no one is watching. I feel like that's pretty easy. And I'm going to put these cards away because I'm not going to ask those questions again. Name something people do in their cars if they think no one is watching. Nitangoja too is all right. I'll play some music in the background as you guys are trying to answer. Oh, okay. Sophie's only playing the wrong answers version, so that's cool. That's fair enough. Mbunge, they litter. In as much as that answer is very correct, it is not in our cards. So littering is not it. But that is very correct. The old me used to do it, but nimechanuka sasa. I no longer litter. Sing is an answer in the cards, but it is with 6 points. And remember, the correct answer has 61 points. So sing is an answer with 6 points, but the correct answer has 61 points, and it's something people do. Kiss is also. June, do you have these cards with you? Because kiss is also an answer, but it has 3 points. Dance is not an answer. Dance is not an answer that's in our cards, but you guys are trying. You guys are doing well. You guys are trying. I'm sure when I say the answer, which is in about a minute, you guys will not like the fact that you did not get this. So, so I'm going to do a countdown before I say say what the answer is. So in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The correct answer is picking your nose. Picking your nose is the answer. And it's a thing that people do in their cars if they think no one is watching. But thank you so much, guys, for your contributions. Thank you so much. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I think I'd still dance in my car, if any people are watching. Faith Wangi, you have answered no speaking, which is the correct answer, but I had already said the answer. I don't know. But that is the correct answer with 61 points. Mbunge, I don't know about your answer about scratching their asses, but okay. If people do it, I guess. Rapping is also correct. I would rap in my own car if I don't think people are watching. So guys, before we jump into having our featured poets joining us, we are going to have an open mic poet joining us, and atikimeibiwa kuna kumeibiwa hapo. So our next performer in the open mic session is Kael Njihia. And if you're ready to join us, please join us, so we can get this started. Yes. Hi, Kael.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing really, really good. This was a surprise,
Great.
though.
Well, we love surprises here at Poets You Should Know, and we're happy to have you. Yes.
Okay. All
Is
right.
this your first time performing here?
Yes. For
It
these
is?
for points. Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, great. We're happy to have first timers here as well. So normally what we do to first timers is that there's an initiation process, right? So we have to ask you a question that you will answer, and then you will get right into your performance immediately after you give us the right answer, and only if it is the right answer. So
What is the wrong answer?
you will have to answer until you get the right one. So that means we'll be wasting people's time if you're not smart enough. Okay.
Okay.
So
All right.
it's gonna be very easy. It's a game that I've been playing with the audience, so it's going to be very easy for you. So name something men and bears have in common.
Men and bears.
Yes, men and bears.
They love honey.
They love what?
Honey.
I didn't even know that bears love honey, but no,
Well,
that is not the correct answer. They have something in common. There's actually 6 answers here. And only if you get one of them correct will you be left off the hook. Something that men and bears have in common.
only.
Pardon?
Okay. Man and bear have in common. Man and bear. Can someone say they can stand on their backs now?
Yeah, but no.
Okay, the
Toxic
answers
masculinity.
if you're completely
Huh?
in the wrong answer game, like you're supposed
Yeah,
to talk
okay.
around me.
Give us one wrong answer and then we leave you off the hook. As Mbunge has said, the answer is toxic masculinity.
Hello.
That can pass.
Hello.
Yes.
One.
Yes.
Thank you. And, I didn't hear you clearly. Sorry, I did not hear you clearly.
You didn't hear me clearly?
What did you? Would you mind?
Oh, I said, if you give us a wrong answer, I will leave you off the hook, and then you can get right into it. Yeah. I can.
I didn't hear you clearly.
You still can't hear me? I think we lost Kael. I think we lost him. But I can look at some of the answers that we wrote. Wow, that the audience has been giving us. My favorite is toxic masculinity, but again, that's wrong. Zosi Kadzitu here says they like honeys. Might be it. Might be it. Sophie Mashaya said they are protective, domineering. Nope, that is not the answer. Nice hugs, that is not the answer. Blood, red blood, that is not the answer. The answer is, as we admit Kael again, the answer is that they're hairy. That is the correct answer. Ninywere tu, manywere. That is the answer. So Kael, seems like there's some people who are very excited to have you here. So I'll let you take it away with your first piece.
Okay. So I'm just going to perform this piece came into my mind when I was being told I'm done performing. So I'm just going to perform it. I have no reason whatsoever why I'm performing this piece. So just take it as entertainment, all right? Okay. There are so many secrets that our forefathers died with them. Secrets to community, secrets to happiness, secrets to unity among 1,000 wives. Yani venye Angie, wife number 1, anakuja kumsaidia kutafuta akini, akuje afunze Shiro kupika omena, toshe kusukuma wiki na veggies. Secrets to wisdom, wanyelezo walikuwa nafikiria nini wakitunga methali, kwani kama akili ni nywele basi bwana kinyozi ndio utupe ujinga. Yani venye hata nikikosa tumaini kwa maisha, ugali bado inaweza teremshwa na maziwa. Yani venye naweza miss because of her laughter, not her moans. Yani venye watoto wa saizi wanaweza wakicheza chama ma wataanza kupika tena wache kukulana. Someone tell Father Abraham Sarah wa sai ndo anapenda haga, kwani mikono zishakuwa private part. Yani venye hata nikienda supermarket kuna toys za watoto kucheza nazo na za wakubwa kujicheza nazo. As in venye boy child analia ati manzi yake amemwibia manzi yake, sasa imebidi akae na mama yake. Let me just leave it at that.
Hey, Kael, you were told not to perform this piece, but you decided, You decided not to listen, to what your elders have told you. Thank you so much for performing. Do you have any other things that you'd like to perform? I'm just seeing people over here dying, telling me about your voice. And nani huyo amesema? I think it was Kate. Let me look for those. I knew it. Kate Kariuki says, "Way Kyle's voice." Okay. I see you killing them people with your voice. Do you have any other things that you'd like to perform? One that you have not been banned from performing, maybe.
Okay. There's another.
Okay, cool. Take it away.
All right. Hey, I know you're tired of falling for people like kuinuki maisha instead of nakubebanga upala. I know you're tired of crying to the pillows wishing they were shoulders. Come on, hold you. Do you eat chocolates when you cuddle? The things you do for them are so beneath you. Tangolini figure 8 kachora saba. The queen bows to no one. I know they don't tell you this, but that's how the crown slips and falls, baby. The queen bows to, well, except the king. So since money can't buy you happiness, come and give it for free. I'm the type to chase my dreams, look behind you and see. I know grass always greener on the other side, but if it's greener on the other side, makes it green on the side too. Babe, your Benz per care. Kia penzi can drive you crazy, babe. Pizza ni chapo na stew, not cooked separately. Well, I'm not saying I'm broke, but maybe I'm broke, but that's not the point. You know what I mean? Done.
Hey, you're not saying that you're broke, eh? You're not telling us that you're broke.
But that's not
Even in these times of the COVID. All right. People still got the monies. Thank you so much for joining us, Kyle. Do you want to perform another piece, maybe?
No, I'm good. I'm okay.
You're sure?
Hizo zingine I'm pretty sure maneno zitakam.
Oh, sawa. Basi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. So I'm just gonna do the last question from my cards, and then after we're going to have our first featured poet. Unless there's somebody else who is watching us and that'd like to join the open mic session, we still have about 8 minutes to do that. So in case you want to do that, just send us a request and we will be able to admit you to be on this open mic. But before we invite our first featured poet, I'm going to ask the final question. I don't know, I have so many cards. Okay. We asked 100 men, name something that you think is bad manners for a woman to do in public. Let me see the controversy. We asked 100 men, name something that you think is bad manners for a woman to do in public. There's actually 8 answers for this one. So yeah. Name something that you think is bad manners, according to men, for women to do in public. I will play music as I wait for you guys to join me on the comment section to answer that question. Hold through the curtains, hold through my heart, then we asked 100 men, name something that you think is bad manners for women to do in public. I will say the correct answer in 30 seconds as we wait for you for the answers. Okay, so we have lyrical poet asking to join to perform. Scratching their crotch is not the correct answer. Actually, there is an answer like that. There is an answer like that. And that is at 7 points. Yes, 7 points. The highest has 18 points only. Pee while standing. How now? How now? In fact, women do not have that habit of peeing while standing, but nose picking is. I didn't mean to say that women don't have that habit of peeing while standing. I meant to say women are not in the habit of peeing in public. Nose picking is an answer, Maureen. Nose picking is an answer, but it's at 17 points, and the highest point is 18. Dress inappropriately. Thank you so much for those air quotes. Dressed inappropriately is not an answer that's on this card, but I do believe that it is an answer that can pass for this question. I love how someone said, "I'll leave this to men." Hey, Sophie, I don't know who's peeing while standing, but okay. I know you're in the wrong answers only league. But I'm glad to see that we at least have nose picking as an answer that has been given and is at 17 points. So we could go with that as the winning answer. Maureen, congratulations for winning that. The correct answer with 18 points is apparently whistling. Fart in public. It is not here, but I do see how that could be bad manners for a woman to do in public, according to men. But I see how that is an answer that is not on the cards, but is an answer, and we'll give it a 5 points. So apparently it's whistling. So guys, we are just about to have our first featured poet, and I'm just going to do a very quick shout out to new names that I have just seen popping up. So thank you, Maureen, Stelly Sari, and Awa Milimo for joining us on Poets You Should Know, and we're so happy to have you here. We have just finished our first segment, which is the open mic session, and now we're going to be introducing our first featured poet, who happens to be a long-time friend of mine that I stole from my sister, my elder sister. What are sisters for if they won't steal your friends, right? And so, oh, you're welcome, Maureen. She's actually the first winner who's ever thanked me for announcing her as a winner. Can the rest of you follow suit? Yeah. So I'm so grateful that I have the honor of introducing the Divine Bandit, Bandit himself, who is a writer, a poet, an analyst, and most importantly, he is human. Okay. So I'm just going to read an introduction, then we're just going to look at you blushing as we read your intro, as we blow the toot for you. And his bio goes like, I am who I am because of what I say with the words that I have, the time I've got, and the talent I possess. I will myself to do this daily because not everyone can do it. I am blessed to have this ability. I make the shallow look and sound deep, and the deep sound deeper, yet with a simple meaning. I want every poem I ever write to be my epitaph. Maneno yametumiwa hapa. Sometimes I am in my element, sometimes I'm not. There are pieces I don't believe I write because I am not that person anymore. But the truth is, this is a reflection of who I am, who I've been, and who I will be. I started doing this at age 14. Wow, you're going to tell us how old you are now. So I guess my works will be the best described as 14 going on to immortality. Welcome, Bandit. How are you?
I'm very fine. Thank you. Thank you for that awesome welcome.
Hey, and first of all,
I'm very glad to join.
I'm so happy that you're here. Let me commend you on your lighting and sound quality. Wow, 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 wow.
Don't speak too soon. Don't speak too soon. I was actually just about to say, I hope I'm able to stay online the entire time. You know, I live outside Nairobi County, so my internet is actually not that stable, and especially with the video on. But I've actually been able to join. I can hear you clearly. I've been able to hear all the performance clearly. So that's awesome. I'm really excited to join. You do remember that I was complaining when I saw like there was something like this happening, and I was like, how is this happening? And I wasn't aware. But I was also off social media for a while. So I'm quite happy to be here. And thanks for everyone who has joined. I know we shared the links all over where we could be able to get the people. Some of us, of our friends, some of the people we know, and also just our fans have joined. So thank you for joining the session.
Great, thank you so much. I'm even seeing people here, some people joining us for the very first time, like Zosi. Zosi has been joining, but when I'm hosting, she doesn't join most of the time. So I'm very sure she is here for you. As she has even written on the comments, she's like, Bandit! So, Bandit, before we allow you to get onto your first piece, we want to recognize that yesterday was World Mental Health Day, and you are also a huge advocate on mental health. And I'd like you, if you don't mind, to share your story on your journey on mental health and what you think we can do for around the talks on mental health, especially depression in men, to no longer have the stigma that it has, especially with the men.
Yes, yes. First of all, I'm very happy. I've seen a comment come in. That's my sister.
Mhm.
That's
I
my sister
figured. I
who's,
figured.
who's joined. But yes, so as you know, and you've probably worked with you and also with your sister on all these issues about mental health advocacy. So for
Yeah.
me, the first main point would actually just for people to accept that it's a thing. It's a long while that we shouldn't be having words like just to quote people say white people disease, or they say it's a disease for the rich. That's how they like associating. When it's not for the rich people or what the white people, then it's declared as madness. So it's either
Yeah.
you're doing a white people disease or you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But so for me, my journey, I would say that some of the things I only came to realize later. So I just grew up normally, just going through school, going through the system the way it's supposed to be. And then, as I've written previously on my website, then in 2011, I decided to go to the hospital for some migraines that I have had since like I was like 10 years old. That's one of the reasons why I am bespectacled. But then when I went there, and then of course, after the diagnosis, there was nothing wrong in the blood and all those other things. Then they decided that it's a nervous problem, so they just gave nervous condition medicine. But what no one tells you, and of course we go home with the medicine, you never check the leaflets and all that, is about the side effects. So one of the
Yes.
main side effects was extreme depression, and that's why like the medicine is only supposed to be taken in a certain dosage at a certain time. It's supposed to be when you stop taking the medicine, the doctor is supposed to be involved and all that. But then like for me, what that happened, it's like it's triggered something that was laying low for so many years. So like it triggered the depression, and then I ended up in hospital, clinically depressed. There's a long story to that because the recovery
Yeah.
means teaching your hormones to be able to produce the things that make you happy. So like being able to produce that again after it's been affected by the medicine, it takes quite a while. So for me, that was like 2011 to 2014. And then it's something that happens once you're through with it. You realize it's one of the worst experiences you can go through. Like depression, people talk about pain. You're like, because someone would ask me, "Are you in pain?" I'm like, "No, it's perfect. I'm winning awards at work and all those things. I'm doing this poetry. I was writing like crazy, as my website can show." But
Mm-hmm.
then it's only when we understand that it's a thing. It happens to any human in the world. It's something sometimes even just chemical. It's just something happening in your body. Could be caused by medicine, but it could also be underlying because it's something that it's part of your genetics. There's something that could trigger it, and that's why there's someone who will probably take a sip of alcohol, become an alcoholic, or someone who will take a certain drug and go crazy immediately. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's been my journey. And so since then, I make sure to talk about it. I make sure to go to events where I can be able to share my story. And interestingly enough, now for me, what came after that was the realization that as a writer, as a poet, the way I look at the world is not the same. You just start like reading around and realizing that there are people like you who kind of think like you, which means we are bothered a lot by the large questions about life, like what's the meaning of life, what is going to happen next. Are we really in something that is real, or maybe it's something that's just made up? We're inside a TV show or something. Looking at religion, all the things that have been created by humankind, and also the effects on like where we live and all those things. So it was very interesting. I remember like one of the last things we did with you last year on
Yeah.
what women want, and during May, and it was the mental health month. There's
Yeah.
a lady who stood up. I think she was even under 18, and she was with her mom, and she was talking about existential depression, and that's where the
Mm-hmm.
existential crisis comes from. Asking yourself such questions and facts about life. And she was so happy when I shared my story, because it's like just by sharing the story, she felt normal all of a sudden. She felt like she was not the only one who was going through that. And part of me was very worried for her, because I felt like at least I didn't go through that at that age. For me, it happened after. It's like the medicine triggered it after. So for me, it's been like after 25. But
Yeah.
for her happening at under 18, I'm thinking it's a crazy thing to go through when you're trying to figure out school life, where you're gonna work after you're done with school. And that's why I talk about my story. I've written about my story. It's on my website. I post it on Facebook when I can, just so that any other person can feel normal. They can feel like this is not something that I cannot get through. it's something that with the right approach, with the right people, with the right doctors, you can actually be able to either defeat or at least manage to live with.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And most importantly, thank you so much for being an advocate on mental health, especially for the men. Because as I said earlier, this is a topic that has stigma when it comes to men admitting that they need to get help, or that they're actually depressed to start with, or they have to deal with something. So thank you so much for being the voice and a champion for it. So what have you prepared for us today as our featured poet?
So, so I definitely have several pieces. So, as you mentioned in the introduction, I've been writing since I was 14. So that was like 14 going on to 15. I was in Form 1, just going to Form 2. And the way I started writing was because we were required to write a letter to the sister school. It's supposed to be an anonymous letter that you send, and then someone will choose from the pile of letters, and then that will be like your sister schoolmate for something, just for like meetings or socials, as they used to call it. But when I tried writing a letter, it was not happening for me, like, long paragraphs and sentences. And so I shortened it, and it became a poem, which I never actually sent, but that ended up being the first poem I ever wrote. I had read poems before. I had grown up like reading Shakespeare and all that. But you see, the way Shakespeare used to write, it was not something you thought you could be able to replicate. So I just thought that was the person of their time, that was the poetry of their time, and that's it. So I never actually thought of myself as a poet till I realized the rhymes came easy and all that happened easily. So in any case, to introduce myself, since it's the first time on these, and also there's some people who are just getting to know about me for the first time, I'll just do the post, or rather the piece that I always do to introduce myself. It's a very short one, but at least it's able to put everyone to perspective of the person who they're dealing with. As I already said, I'm weird. I have all these things going on in my brain, so it's good to introduce myself.
Great. Take it away.
Okay. I'm looking at you from where I sit. Try and figure out what's all right and fit. Contemplate the words to my next hit. Try keep them clean and all neat. Lose a step, circle these wisdom teeth. Keep the fire burning, my forefathers lit. Raise my voice, tell them we need to meet. Get my tools out of my lyrical kit. Serenade you with my infectious wit. Raise your heavy heart from that dark pit. Make you smile, I'm not the poison in the meat. Lift your face up, escort you to my love seat. Chip at your icebox, bit by bit. Welcome to the world of the Divine Bandit. Thank you.
I hope that has put into perspective who Divine Bandit is. For those of you who are seeing him here for the first time, he has introduced himself to you. Bandit, maybe you can just go ahead and share with us your first poem. And even before we get to that, maybe you could tell us what inspired the piece, what the piece is called, just give us a story behind it, and then maybe we could have a Q&A after your first piece.
Yes, so the piece I'm going to do, so this is something maybe I might mention to do with even what happened and what we were talking about before. So previously, the years before, and probably as even your sister knows, I used to cram all these poems. I was performing on stages. So from the medicine that I was taking, then I started having like memory blanks. It's very hard to like retain full information. I retain information that doesn't make sense. So especially the longer poems that I've written in later years, I've not been able to like cram all of them. So I'm just saying this for my audience so that they will not be like, wait, he's not performing like the way he's introduced himself. But I do have enough poems prepared that I have crammed. But this piece is very important to me. You know about it. I think you actually cried when you read this piece. So I'm going to I'm going to start with this piece. I will read it, but at least you won't notice any difference because I have my laptop with me. I'm using my phone for the call.
Great.
This piece is kind of, as most of my pieces, they try to define who I am. I'm composed of so many things because we go through life. There's so many things. There's work, there's family, there's love, there's life, there's politics. There's so many things and factors around us that affect who we end up becoming. We make mistakes. We become someone better. We experience growth and all that. So this piece is called "I Don't Know How to Spell Love." So interestingly enough, despite like writing love poems over time, maybe based on people experiences I've had, this one had nothing to do with that. It was just like a day I was seated, July 15, 2014. I was single, so I was not even writing about anyone. Oh, I'm still single, but I'm not asking.
I was about to ask you. What do you mean you were single?
So I was not writing for anyone, but it's just an idea I had of like, what if I could say what I want, knowing very well it's probably not something that would happen. Life is made of imperfections, but I thought, what about even if those imperfections were written perfectly? And so that's what this piece is about, and I hope you all enjoy.
Take it away.
Okay. I don't know how to spell love. See, I don't want a love like common had never seen, nor one like Sheehan's thinking of you, thinking of me, thinking of you kind of love. The sun came and set on Maya, and I am still a long way from home, because I refuse to walk anymore till the mist is gone. I don't want to learn how to love. I want love that learns who I am. I need a love that needs me for longer than I have needed it. I don't write this with a bowed head of a proud African man. I don't even try to rhyme, because this love will force a rhythm. No, I don't want a love that makes me cuckoo, because I want my mind to be fully alive as she purrs and I cuckoo. I don't have to count the stanzas, because we are not prosing, just proposing. This is not a poem, it's just a mind-blowing theme. I am not the Lion King, my dad's not Mufasa. I just decided to slow down as I was tired of moving faster. And there will be no love to feel tonight. When I spread my arms this time, don't be confused. My heart will go on, but this is not Titanic. See, I want a love that one language cannot explain, because I don't feel in one culture nor express myself in one way. I need that kind of love drug that makes you almost see sounds. You can harness the power of music and recreate a moment to each aspect. The kind of love that makes the past 10 minutes a nostalgic event, makes you want to go back, and this is no throwback. You want to live in the present love, but you still want to see what it looks like in future. Do the emotions overlap and become a melee of heartbeat skips? Or do they become parallel comrades that see each other but never ever meet? This typing is just as talking. I am not having a monologue. I am asking you this because you said you have fallen in love. You hold my hand and want to stay in the moment. But you see, I am a different kind of person, weird even. I believe in being unique and making you part of this life of words. I want you to be that one song I never get tired of and never want to turn down. You're the painting that looks its best because of being incomplete. The knots I feel in my stomach are the ones I want to tie. We will then add color to the life we create, but we won't die. I will add you to my favorite humor, honor, and endeavors. I need you to be smart enough to see what I did there. But see, the most important fact is that I need to be smart enough to get you. I need to dress smart enough to impress you. See, making you happy is not a goal. It is a constant life choice of which, instead of kicking away, I will hold on to. I am not writing this from my thoughts. Each morpheme here is a heartbeat, and I am yet to run out of breath. We are writing in what we have painted. We are strumming a future lullaby on the ukulele. This was not meant to rhyme, but I will be with you, milele. My dreams are not sick. No, they are valid. In fact, they are not dreams, just future realities. I traversed this life as a child of the world. I am a writer, a dancer, a singer. That's why my brow is never unfurled. I am a thinker, a doer, and in the dance of love, I will have you twirled. You can be my last word, my last note, my last dance step. Because each day, we write a different plot, a new song, you're my new choreographer. Every moment we are together is Kodak, for the sun has become our photographer. The moon is a shrink who listens in on our conversations. You have become my new priest for this love confession. Living while loving you are interchangeable but still my new profession. When we soar above, we smile with the stars and admire our progression. When I put down the last word on this note, it will not be the end. Because as you teach me how to spell love, we will create a trend. My mind is amazed that I'm lost in but have you as my compass. My mind may amaze, but I choose to reside in the heart of these lass. I get lost in your eyes and find you in the brown dunes of that teary desert. Words are an illusion, promises are a farce, so I can only prove my love if I never desert. My words are never ending, our thoughts are ever blending. You I'm ever defending, and as we hold hearts and start ascending, the earthly definition of love we are transcending. Thank you.
Hey, bandit. Sasa, huh? If you write like this while you're single, what will happen? What will happen when you get someone? Hey! We wouldn't be ready. We will not be ready. First of all, there's your sister said that you didn't say that she introduced you to acting.
To acting?
Yeah. Wait, he didn't say I introduced him to act. That was her comment.
I cannot. So to act, yes, she's been like one of the biggest supporters. So yes, so actually, I've even attended a Bikozulu masterclass. She paid for because she has this belief in the fact that I'm supposed to be an artist and nothing else, and so she keeps pushing for it. The language studies and all that stuff, she's also the one who did it. And on top of that, even like when I was younger, the books that I'm talking about, the things that maybe gave life to just these ideas. She's the one who was buying these. I was correcting people on grammar by the time I was like 10 years old. So,
lucky you then. Well, we have Mufasa Poet saying, hey, Hawa also says, my heart. Sophie Mashaya commends you on your wordplay. And words are an illusion, promises are a farce. And Jen Mukabi is actually here to ululate. Congratulate.
thank you, everyone.
Acting, but it was reading, not acting, reading is what
Yes,
she
that's
says.
what I'm saying. Yes, the books,
Yes,
yes.
All right. Could you maybe you could answer this one question before you get into your next poem? Are your poems mostly centered around the theme of love, or do you explore other themes in your poetry?
Definitely so many other themes you have no idea. I have so many themes. I have so many ideas I haven't been able to write down. Like I have ideas over hundreds of ideas. I write about politics, as I mentioned, like it's a life that's happening around us. So in fact, the poem that I'm gonna do next is not about love. It's quite an old poem, and I like going back on my poems and even looking at them. And even when I'm resharing them, I'm always like, how come nothing has changed, especially about politics? So I'm always like, see, this was about 10 years ago and the same old thing is happening. So
Yeah.
definitely I do write about other things.
All right, cool. Great. You can take it away with your next poem.
Yes, so this next poem I wrote in 2008. So interestingly enough, before this, it's one of the poems that I've crammed from a long time ago. So before this, I was like, what if I forget the words? I need to look for the poem. And only to realize I have nowhere that I have the poem written down. It's not on my website. It's nowhere on my pages because I crammed it a long time ago. So I do hope to be able to remember everything. I have practiced definitely because I knew I was joining this. So the poem I wrote in 2008, that's about 12 years ago. It was after post-election violence. And so definitely it's about Kenya as a country and also the things that we had gone through and the future that we were facing. Okay, let me sit upright. I think I might go out of breath if I don't. So the poem is called Political Slaughter. The title Political Slaughter is based on the fact that it examines alphabets. So I use the alphabet to talk about what was happening in the country. There was a song called Alphabetical Slaughter that was done by a rapper called Papoose. So this is not something most young people might know now, but Papoose was like there 90s, early 2000s. So that's where I got the idea to write something that is using the alphabet, but to talk about our country. So here I go. A to the B to the C to the D. A is for the anguish, the agony, the apathy. B is for the beast, the butchery, the battery. C is for the corruption, the culprits, the criminals. D is for the death, the darkness, the doubt. The darkness, the doubt. E to the F to the G to the H. E is for the excitement, the ecstasy, the end. F is for the fools, the foul, the fat. G is for the good, the great, the guilty. H is for the heartless, the hungry, the hopeless. The hungry, the hopeless. I to the J to the K to the L. I is for the innocent, the imbeciles, the idiots. J is for the judges, the joyless, the jobless. K is for Kenya, the knowledge, the killers. L is for love. M to the N to the O to the P. M is for the mission, the mortality, the madness. N is for the nonsense, the nut jobs, the numbness. O is for the orchestrators, the oxygen, the ozone. P is for peace. Q to the R to the S to the T. R to the S to the T to the U. Q is for the questions, the Qs, the quakes. R is for the riots, the rebellion, the revolution. S is for the students, the somber, the sadness. T is for the terror, the terrorists, the terrorism. U is for unity. V to the W to the X to the Y. W to the X to the Y to the Z. V is for the villains, the vanguards, the vultures. W is for the women, the willing, the weeping. X is for the expectations, the exceptions, the experience. Y is for the youth, for yesterday, for you. Z is for the zones, the zealous for Zion. The zealous for Zion. We are coming. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. And it's actually impressive that you said that you are taking the poems from back then and nothing has changed. And I was about to throw shade and say, yeah, we can see you're still single.
That's not the change I was talking about. I thought you were on a political poem.
Clearly. Clearly. But I just had to put it out there that is the change that I noticed. And also because I really try to stay away from like political topics because they're very triggering, very, very triggering. So seeing you performing about politics and Mbunge, people who have the courage to actually speak about it is just refreshing to see. And at least we know that we have people who are about our age who are advocating for us and for us to have political stability in our country. So thank you so much for that. Your fans are, of course. Mm-hmm.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say definitely, yeah. We try to hide our words in poetry. I even have a piece. If I can be able to find it because I haven't posted it on the website yet. I wanted to perform it today because I did it kind of like a song, so I have like an audio for it. But I had written it down somewhere. But that one was like coming all out. There was no poetry to it now. But it's that thing you even. That's why I'm saying it's not even posted somewhere. You ask yourself like, am I ready to go through this fight? You know, like these people try it, they're shut down, and then you see like how many years do you have to like your next life. So what we try to do is, if it's not a fight you can do alone, you just try to educate the masses, have the masses having that critical thought. Someone listens to you and they go home thinking, by the way, come to think about it. And just to mention on the side, I know this is not about poetry, but it's the same reason why we go to all these shows that are showcasing Kenya in a different way. For example, Too Early for Birds. We go to those things because we want to create a new generation of thinkers, and that's the only way we can change the patterns, the way people vote, who our leaders become, and what our country ends up becoming. Not just a direct war fighting with people we all know are already more powerful than us. Aye.
Hey, Bandit.
Hi, did I go off or did you go off?
I am not so sure what happened. I'm so sorry. I just, at some point, I couldn't hear you and I couldn't see you. But I think also on my end, I couldn't be seen. So I'm so sorry for that.
Okay.
See and hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I can hear you as well. All right. I stopped hearing you at the point where you were saying even some of the pieces that you've written, you haven't published because you wonder if people are ready for. So yeah.
Oh, yes. So the only thing I added after that was like, instead of having this confrontation with people who are already very powerful, it's better to just engage the minds of your audience. It's your audience that moves the story on to the next people. And then you have a different kind of electorate, people who can vote while thinking. That's the only way to like do a democratic, if I would use the words revolution. It's not like a direct fight. It's just having the masses becoming better and more knowledgeable about the things that are not working for them, and then they can make better decisions. So such that piece I was saying, if I'm able to get it, I will definitely perform over here as one of maybe the 5 pieces I was gonna do, because it's very direct. I haven't written it down anywhere, but it would be very awesome for at least the audience we have here today to listen to it.
Great. I hope you can find it. And with all the poetry that you have limited us to 5 pieces. Wow. 5 pieces.
No. I think I had talked to the person who invited me. They had told me about 5 pieces. So that's why I'm working with the number 5 pieces.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I know the rules. And we have Purity Washira on the comment section from Facebook, and she says, such an amazing piece to remember until now. I think she's referring to the piece that you have just performed, right? So maybe we can go right into the third poem of the night.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this I'm trying to like go through like 2 or 3 themes for the first poem so that at least everyone is served. So this is a piece this is a piece I wrote just the other day. It's kind of political because I do hide a lot of things I just don't write a poem just because it rhymes. There's a lot of stuff hidden in it. I wrote it on 3rd October. It's looking at Gengeton, the way people hate on our own music, but that's not actually the main point about it. There's a story beneath it. So if anyone was around from like the moment Genge came around, the kind of music we've had all the way to Gengeton, you will be able to understand and see what I'm talking about. But overall, the ending is what matters the most.
Great. Take it away.
Okay. Nilianza kuandika nikiwa form 2 enzi za Isa, but nikakosa visa ya kustudy past the studio. History ni true. Nikarusha dice, nikaangukia ofisi kama kamari, lakini usanii hatutawahi sare. Nitakontinue kushoot shots kama Alejandro, lakini nitabakia mkarimu kama Benzema. Nilitunga mistari kabla nipate ID, lakini jina nikajipa, sikuwa nameless. Live up to the banditry, najipox kila time ndio niwape pressure. Shashi ka replace gomba kwa lyrics, maneno yanapaa juu, sio moshi wicked. Nimeflex kwa jua kali na jenga future, it's not all for the ladies. Narusha macho kwa manzi wa Nairobi, nasema rest in peace lady yes. Pilipili hainiwashi bali yanipa morale ya kuno nini ndio next step. Tonzi kona genge mpya ilimemwok, sio warazi tu wana rap. Msanii ndio kio cha jamii, sauti ya umati, lakini fikra za wengi. Ndio maana artists hukama narcissist juu lazima wa insist. Kubadili perception inayoharibu reception na kutoa na rangi. Ningekuwa reckless na message ya wakeridho, lakini wako ridho. Wanaweza ita SWAT na sio time yangu ya kulambana na the law. So nitazidi kusema mimi ni divine, I'm a miracle baby. Nimechungulia family nikaona tutabaki kukohoa kwa Corolla. Kama Femi tutawezana na wale wana vitambi meja. Nani atatoa gang kwa Boondocks and Sellers kwa how iko in a better state? Juu Makatelo wamekuwa millionaire na pandemic sealing our fate. Nimenyongwa na ethics ndio nasimama kuchachisha. Nitainama tena haja ya haya maneno thao ikiisha. Santeni.
Hey, first of all, let me tell you something. When somebody is listening to you and they are a fan of Gengeton and they listen to the wordplay you've used, You know that, like that part you said, miracle baby, and someone will just be like, ooh, ah, no. you just want to break into song. Coach Kim on YouTube says that he loves your perspective, and I think that's a very huge, grand compliment. When somebody
Thank
gets
you.
to actually love the way you're thinking and the way you're looking at things, that's a huge compliment. Thank you so much, Bandit, for that. Do you want to get us to your fourth piece?
Sure.
Great.
Just a second. Let me close those tabs.
Multiple tabs open.
Yes, multiple tabs open. So the next piece, this one I do know offhand. It's quite short, so I might be able to probably maybe do another piece. So
Okay,
it's
great.
another piece that I wrote about me, but interestingly enough, it's a piece that only later when I was posting on my page, I came to realize I wrote like when my depression was starting, like at the height of my depression in 2011. It's when I wrote the piece. And interestingly enough, it's one of the pieces I was able to cram. I love the piece myself. That's why it makes part of my page. And that's why I kind of know it offhand.
All right.
So it's called This Is Me. Okay. Sometimes I give you lyrics. Sometimes I give you quotes. Today, I will deny your laws of physics. Put my pen in, mix the thoughts before we make a toast. I know how good I can be. The writing's on the wall, but have you checked the ceiling? You can never predict me. Listen to my words before I have you reeling. It's time to let it go, because what I am, you will never know. I came into this black world, a black man ready to play my black part. Never knew it would lead me to this black heart. Lying here on this black mat, contemplating my black past. Anger showing through my black face. Never winning this black race. Get swallowed in this black hole. Watch it suck my black all. Finally finish my black act. And then it's curtains to this black fact. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bandit. Thank you so much. Did you read that, or was it at the top of your head?
No. That one I know. That one I know offhand. Yeah, I just had the tabs open for them just in case. My mind goes elsewhere. Like the fact that I'm reading this while seeing a video, that video already confuses my mind. My mind wants to go somewhere else.
Yeah. All right. And Sophie Masharia says that she's really enjoying it. She says this is enjoyable, really dope. And I love the question that Jen Mukabi is asking. Do you have a piece in French? By the way, guys, Bandit speaks French. Or have you, are you rusty now, or do you still speak French like clearly?
So what I will do, let me just give me a second. I'm gonna look for a poem. It's not the one I'm gonna perform next. I'm gonna perform another one first, but I'm gonna look for a certain poem that I wrote in all three languages. I wrote in Kiswahili, French, and English. Yes, it's a poem that has a very interesting story, as I will tell. But for now, the next poem I'm about to do, it's called Wenyenchi's Theory. So Wenyenchi's theory is based on, for those who listen to hip hop, Kendrick Lamar's Wesley's theory. And so the poem, you are to read it, you would be able to see the different words that I used. But what I did was I used the titles to Kendrick Lamar's Damn album. Was it Damn or DNA? And J. Cole's 14, what it's called, what, 14 Hills Drive or something, yes. So I use the titles, they are part of the poem, but it's called Wenyenchi's Theory because it's a political poem about Kenya.
All right,
and
great.
it was written, yes, and it was written on May 17, 2016. From what I remember, I think on May 16, 2016 was the day Miguna was chased out of the country. So so that's what if I remember very well, May 16th, and so I wrote the poem on May 17th. So it's called Wenyenchi's Theory.
Before you get into your poem, do you date your poems, or you just have them? Because the way you're mentioning those dates is kind of freaking me out. Because I'm just saying
No.
from the first poem.
This one I have written. That's why this one I'm gonna read. This one it's from
Okay.
2016. Can barely cram anything. So yes,
Yeah.
so yes, that one I'm gonna read.
All right. Okay. Take it
So
away.
I don't believe that by this time I need an intro. I'm the voice of the people, the dead, the broken, the ones who have left us. You may try to your best to get rid of me, but I shall live on. Will what I tell you be disseminated for free? Or will you bottle it and try to sell it to the next investor who is willing to pay a kickback? May 16th. Is this the day that you would like etched in our annals as the day winter fell? Changed our love, our hospitality to some cold-hearted demonic hatred? Just because I weep in my sleep does not qualify as a wet dream. Oh, my king, can't I just have your ear for these few minutes? Maybe I can help change the mindset of our institutionalized people. Maybe we could finally grow past the emotional whims of our 08 adolescents. I have been to Nyayo House, and if these walls could talk, they would spew out quite the horror stories. A tale of two citizens with the power to make the best of my beloved country. Are you really listening? Because whether God got us, but you cost us, are we really gonna be all right? We have changed slavery and colonialism, packed it in more palatable chains. The fire squad carries batons and they aim way before we are even ready to run. Just like our votes, has our peace and freedom really become for sale? Has it really been that long since I checked in as righteous as a saint in Tropez? Before my mama knew that I would ever find myself in the middle of these blood politics? How much does a life cost, I dare ask you? If you start by explaining which tribe or which faction the soul is from, I strongly urge you to get off my definition because you are no role model and have no right to advise me on matters humanity, complexion, religion, and culture. Hello? Are you still on the line? Have you decided to make the blacker the berry, the bitter the truths I tell you? You ain't gotta lie. I have heard that apparently it is inherently new to only love yours. In this regard, as I hear you drop the call, I seek to remind you, you're a mortal man. So are we all, mortal men. Thank you.
Hey, hey, hey. Woo! Thank you so much for that. And for somebody who listens to both Kendrick and J. Cole, there's some things you say and you want to finish the lyrics already, but I love how you've done that wordplay and it sounds so good. In fact, we have Kikete FM who is telling us that Wenyenchi, that's what's up because we ain't its children. Sisi si wananchi, sisi ni Wenyenchi. I love it. I love it so much. So was this your last poem, or did you say that you're going to do one more that has the 3 languages that you can shame us and make it look like we're just limited to 2 languages? And you can write.
Yes.
3. Wow.
Yes, I will do. I will do that one. So I'm just searching for it. Just
You're looking great.
a quick check.
All right. So
I found it
you
already.
Found it. Good.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
So I was saying there's an interesting story to this poem because maybe for those who know me like prior to this show, you do remember that whole ecstasy of my essence story.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not gonna explain more than that. So the ecstasy of her essence story, it's somewhere on my blog. You can be able to find about it. Seems I can see the future. But yes, so this poem was part of a range of poems I wrote in. I was supposed to write in 30 days. Each of the poems was named a poem a day. So a poem a day 1, a poem a day 2, a poem a day 3. So they were supposed to be written in like 30 days. But of course, work, procrastination, and all that, I think they ended up being written in like 2 years or 3 years. So by the time the story was happening, I was writing a poem a day number 30. And so these are poem a day number 30, and that's why it has the 3 languages. Okay.
Okay. This is exciting.
To be ama kutokuwa. Cela c'est la question. It has been 6 months since I started a poem a day. In those days, I have suffered at the emotional carousel. The highs, the lows, and the lowest have smacked me. and the plateau became just plain existence. My inner cries hit the highest decibel, but I had to grab the reins and not just let life be. Mawazo yalonikera niliweza kuyafuta, mwelekeo kageuza na tabasamu kajitwika. Talanta kaipa nafasi tena, moyo kaufungua mahaba yasipige hata hodi. Hazikupita kadhaa nukta, kidosho aliwasili na roho yangu ikawika. Mashairi kayaandika, hisia zangu kazinena, mapenzi kayakomboa bila kulipa hata kodi. Elle est arrivée dans un second. C'était un tel beau week-end. Ses yeux angéliques et diamantés m'ont fait de prier d'être accepté. Elle ne connaît pas encore mon existence, mais j'espère mes poèmes me donneront l'avance. Pour le moment, je ne vais que la remercier pour la deuxième chance d'amour qu'elle m'a accordée. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup, Bandit. And for the people who don't understand French, see, maybe you should translate what you just said, that whole part in French, unless now I'm putting you on the spot because you've forgotten your French. But I'm sure there's that chunk in French that I feel might be important for us to translate to the audience that's listening that does not understand French. Bandit, are you still with us?
Acting up. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I was saying my internet was acting up. So the part in French reads, she arrived in a second. It was a very beautiful weekend. Her angelic eyes look like diamonds, and that's what made me to accept. She doesn't know about my existence, but I hope that my poems will give me like a leeway, like a step ahead. For the moment, I just need to thank her for the second chance in love that she has given. That's what it reads in French.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful, and people are quite impressed that
I'm
you
seeing
can do.
Kikete got that one. Just because I weep in my dream does not mean does not qualify as a word.
I'm sure that's the one that he got. And akashikilia hapo. But he also says that he's Luya and he understood that last bit, the French bit, he understood it all, despite him being Luya. Yep.
Yeah.
He also says work procrastination, the Achilles of the artist. Great. All right. Do you have another piece that you'd like to perform for us? Or
Yes. I'd like to do that piece that I said I did as a. So I'm just gonna go on my phone. That's why now my face seems way closer. Because I already have a big enough head. I don't need to be this close to the phone.
Clearly, but we accept you as you are.
Yes, so I have this piece. So I also have an audio for it, but I'm gonna read it. So because I'm on the phone, that means I can't see myself. So I don't know whether I'm really in the frame nicely.
Yeah, you're frozen, but it's okay. We can work with that.
And now, is it better?
From my end, I can't see any difference, but I'm not so sure what everyone else can see. But I think it's okay for us to go on as it is. But you've frozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm actually gonna do is, yes, is that better?
Yeah, we can actually see you now.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. I've had to split the screen so that I could be able to read and also at the same time from the phone, because this piece I only have it on the phone, but hope this one is directly to the people. I won't lie, it's very brash and blunt and everything, so I think this is a piece where you see when the bandit comes out. The other pieces are a bit polite. There's a bit of divine to them, This one, there's divinity in it, but a lot of banditry in it.
All right, unleash the bandits then. Let's see you. Take it away.
Okay. Let me change up the language for those foolish in the colonizer's tongue too. I see your raised eyebrow. So, question. If E is MC squared, why is it that we got our bank account on E, but the MCAs got squared? Question. Why is it that when more candidates fail, we look at them and not the school system? Question. Why is it that we have normalized abuse and insulted the victims? Pause. Before I get ahead of myself, whatever the language, the picture I'll paint will speak 1,000 pains. So let me leave these twisted English rhyme schemes to calligraph. But for the moment, wacha niwachore hii part 3 kani graph. Tunazusha kuitwa wajinga na mikono za the slain zaandika mene mene tekel kwa ukuta na damu. Ukijaribu kuzusha ama kuelimisha in real life ama online, utapata many tackles. Tumechoka kuandika na similes na metaphors juu maana inawakwepa. Wajinga nyinyi. The only reason Kaka finally had to name drop ni kudumb it down. Wananchi walivua thinking caps ndio wavae ngepa za pepa. Sasa ndio hizi akili zao tuna auction hapa kwa Lost and Found. Mama alisema hakuna mtu mjinga, lakini inakuwa hard small wakati lazima #PlayKE music trend kuambia Wakenya wacheze muziki ya Wakenya. Wajinga nyinyi. Gengeton inalisha vijana lakini haters hawakosi kuzusha wakitoa earphone moja ikicheza juu ya Trap Queens. Wajinga nyinyi. Movies za Kenya ziko free YouTube na bado nasema hakuna quality. Mjinga wewe. Nimekusikiza before but kumbe it's you again. Unafaa kuimprove the quality of your argument. Kila time nikiona comment KOT ikisema unataka Hollywood quality, ni album umenunua ndio artist afanye bigger budget shoot, ama unataka apate madeni ndio upate kitu ya kutrend ukisema waliovuma. Royalties wanalipwa kiasi ya kubuy bundles. Msanii hajui ni payment ama ni wrong recipient watuma fair. Hizi vitu lazima mtu aambiwe ni unfair. Wajinga sisi. Uoga ya politics ufuata mtu mpaka kwa ballot box. Kila election naambiwa ni 2 horse race, juu punda ashachoka. Ukionyesha policies za newcomer unaambiwa ashachoka. It's no wonder Lambalolo ili trend kuliko punguza mizigo. Juu when we can't swallow the truth, we choose to blow up. Mimi siko famous na hata sina jina langu lisipowekwa kwa hizi words sitajali. Bora nitakuwa nimekupa message yangu halali. Wezi wa kuku wako jela miaka na wezi wa your future unawatetea kwa streets kila mwaka. Mjinga wewe. Killings ziko extra Kenya, hakuna kitu judicial about them. Mola walaze pema peponi waliojaribu kupinga wenye nchi. Protect the lives of those fighting with words na actions but still alive. Asanta Baba that no one lives forever. Message ikisahaulika by the time holidays ziishe, at least unajua hii kuteseka ni kwa muda. Maybe sitaona Kenya mpya, lakini bora maneno yangu yatambe kwa akili za walio tayari. Nimepanda mbegu iliyo hatari. Kila siku kwa Mkenya inauma na hatutazoea. Asante.
Thank you so much for that. As Sophie says that those are very many tackles. Those are very many tackles in one piece.
She
But
got
thank you
that.
so
She
much.
got the mene tekel. That
Yes.
is so awesome.
And I'm sure you love it when you're performing and then somebody gets something that you're saying, right?
Oh yes, I'm always so happy. I'm so excited. Like I hope these comments will be there after the it's over so I can read them. I like when people get it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bandit, for being such an awesome featured poet, for being here with us today. I don't know if you have any parting shot that you'd like to tell our audiences today, and to everyone that has joined us, even the people who have joined us for the first time. Please just give us your parting shot.
My parting shot is yes, my parting shot is kind of not even really poetry related, but it is connected in a way. I've written about it before, and in fact, I wrote about it just before I think Corona started towards the end of last year. I was talking about like just living life and making sure that you do the things you love, even if reality sometimes makes us do the things we don't love so that we can make some money, be able to go on with life. my advice would be, at the end of the day, it's still in a pursuit for happiness, and money and all those other things don't bring happiness just by themselves. So being able to do something that you love, I talked about singing, writing, for example. I said, even if it doesn't become commercial, even if it's only to 10 people, even if it's those 5 people who are like, I really need you to write another piece for your poem, that's what keeps you happy. For me, poetry was a way to write things out, the things that I feel inside. And so with time, it just became something that I was doing over time. I was doing on stages. I'm gonna do books. People have been asking for books for ages. But
Yes.
there is a perfectionism too that comes with all this, which means the reason it's been so many years is because I want it to be too perfect, maybe. But that was to happen by the end of this year. I was
Yeah.
writing and editing. That's why you see me with this. I don't know whether this can be seen. So
Oh,
I got, yeah. So I got an issue with my hands because of typing too much. I was writing. I wanted to like do 2 books by the end of the year. Then I'm running pages. Some of the pages I run, people are not even aware of them. I have like 3 writing pages. So I was doing
Please,
all that.
please plug
So
your
hopefully we
pages
can
here.
still do it by the end of the year. We still have 2-3 months to go. But the books will come, some audio albums will come. But to everyone, keep doing what you love, even if you're not doing it for money. If you like planting some kitchen garden outside on your weekends, keep doing it. It's all good for the mind. We are all in pursuit of happiness, and that won't come via money alone. It will come via us doing the things we love and staying and keeping our time, family, and all the people we love hanging around with.
Thank you so much for everything that you have said, Bandit. Thank you so much. Number one, we can't wait to see everything that you have in store for us, the audiobooks, the writing, the book itself, of which I would ask you to just follow in the steps of Mufasa and just write that book, publish it, and put it out there for us because we really want to see your book. All right. Also, then we will go to the comment section just to see. I think your niece has joined because says Uncle Edwin. Oh, this is Ryan. Oh, Ryan is here.
Oh yeah, that's another one of my sisters who's joined.
Sophie Mashaya says divinity and banditry sub. We've been steadily rocking on this train. Shukran sana, Bandit. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And Kikete says Asante Baba, because no one lives forever. I think that is from the words of affirmation and the encouragement and everything that you've said as your parting shot. Thank you so much for being with us, Bandit. Thank you for being on our necks. To join us on this. We are so happy to have you here. You have no idea how this has been such a pleasant 40 minutes that has just gone by without even noticing that it's been 40 minutes. I've just looked at the time. I've just looked at the time and said, okay, it's been 40 minutes. So thank you so much for joining us, Bandit. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'm very happy to have joined. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for taking the time to organize this. And I love the platform. I believe even the people who are seeing it are also very happy. It's something that has come up, maybe kind of reactionary. I know we normally have the physical one, the Poets You Should Know physical one, but this one is reactionary to what happened with the lockdowns and COVID. But the fact that we are still being able to move on, for me, this is a new stage that I wouldn't have maybe been able to get, because we all know I disappeared from the physical stages because, time, you have your entire week taken up by work, then weekends you have to do a bit of your own errands, also meet like family and all those things that we have to do. But then now I can be able to be on stage just on a day like this, on a Sunday evening. And I'm here, I've done my pieces, I've introduced myself to another bit of the world. And maybe I should have said, you can find me anywhere. Just type on Google, The Divine Bandit. Everything else will come up. I think everything, Facebook, Instagram, all my pages, my website will come up as long as you write The Divine Bandit.
Thank you so much.
is very important. That article is very important.
For sure. Maybe you should remind people.
Oh, look, my nieces have also joined.
Yes. I'm seeing. seeing just when we are wrapping up. Hi, your favorite nieces in the building. Congrats from Muzani, Jerry, and Wangoi. That is very, very, very sweet of you guys for joining.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Bandit, for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been wonderful.
It has been wonderful for sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so guys, as we let Bandit go, we remember that we have a tip jar and that you can support Poets You Should Know through the M-Pesa till, that's 891644. And if you use PayPal, you can use creativespills@gmail.com for that. So we're just going to go on a short break, and our break is going to involve a game. So the cards are here again, and I'm just going to pick one randomly, and this one is gonna be triggering. Maybe let's not do this one. Okay. Okay, no. Where these cards are triggering. Okay, wait. Let me just pick. Let me pick. Shuffle them. No, triggering. All right. Name something a woman sees that would make her tell her husband to stop the car. The correct answer has 44 points, and we have 6 options. And you get to respond on the comment section. Name something a woman sees that would make her tell her husband to stop the car. Something a woman sees that would make her tell her husband to stop the car. The answer with the highest points has 44. Mm-hmm. 30 seconds. I'm giving 30 seconds for this question to be answered before we get to our next section of poets you should know. A cute dog is kind of an answer, but not specifically. A kid crossing the road. Nope. That is not an answer that is here in the multiple choices. Purity, good guess, Purity, but that's not it. It's maybe I could give you guys a hint. It's something that women are known to like to do a lot. Apparently more than the men. No. Not drama. Something a woman sees that would make her tell her husband to stop the car. Not a puppy. As we wait for the answers to come in, Bandit says thank you all for all who joined in your wonderful comments. Thanks to my family for the support. Thanks. CF is my nickname for the invite. You're welcome, Bandit. We were so happy to have you. Who was that you were looking? Kikete. Cheza chini, Kikete. I'm alone in this house. I don't know what you mean. I'm only... Caroline, you say shoes. Not quite. Okay, Sophie, as part of the wrong answers club, we prefer the triggering question. So you want me to ask the triggering questions? I will ask those ones. A great hairstyle, no. But that is a very valid answer. If I saw a great hairstyle, I'll tell the person to stop. A salon, no. A vendor on the roadside shopping, yes, Sophie has gotten it. Shopping. So it's a store or a sale. That is the correct answer. A store or a sale. A cute dress or item. That's also a very valid answer, but it's not it. So guys, unfortunately we are Maureen, Mama Mboga. Kwani, what does this Mama Mboga have that you're telling someone to stop the car? But yeah, maybe their fruits and mbogas look way better than others. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's a valid answer. Works just fine. So guys, as you keep answering on the comment section, we are almost coming to an end of this session of Poets You Should Know. Thank you so much for joining us. For those of us who are eagerly waiting for our second featured poet, Emdash, we send apologies on behalf of the team, but she will be able to join us at another time on another session of Poets You Should Know and not on this particular one. But thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday night with us. It's not even an evening anymore, it's the night. You spent the night with us. And we are so grateful. Remember to support Poets You Should Know. There's a tip jar, which is the M-Pesa till number of 891644. And if you prefer to use PayPal, then it's creativespills@gmail.com. And when you're writing creative, remember there's an 8. It's CRE8IVESPILLS@gmail.com. So thank you so much for joining us on Poets You Should Know. And maybe just to wrap it up, I will let Sophie reclaim her gangster points by giving us wrong answers only. Which man is the ultimate playboy? Name celebrities, name poets, name politicians. Wrong answers only. Which man is the ultimate playboy as we wrap up? This is specifically for Sophie to reclaim her gangster points in the wrong answers only section of this game. And anybody else can join, of course. Mbunge, you are also such a huge expert of wrong answers only. Kikete, first of all, Kikete, you cannot call me CF. You don't even know what CF means. Sasa, ati thanks for a good time, CF. Wow. Anyway, anytime, Kikete, anytime. Only right answers are coming at you, Sophie. Please give us the right answers. Please give us the right answers. Which man is the ultimate playboy? As we wrap this up, guys. Makmende, the ginger man. Those are very correct. Especially the ginger man. Ultimate playboy right there. I can see how. But the correct answer actually has 67 points. Miss K works, Kikete, Miss K works, yes. With Charlie Sheen being the answer with the least points. I don't know why, but yeah. Casanova, nope. Casanova is not the correct answer. There's actually no option for Casanova here on this card, but it is a very good answer for the wrong answers club. So that's a good one, Bandit. Ultimate Playboy. And this one is going to be over in 30 seconds as well. as I wait for your answers to stream in. The correct answer is Hugh Hefner with 67 points, guys. That is the ultimate playboy. Maureen, where did I see your answer? Your answer is the one, Simple Boy. Correct answer, ultimate playboy, Simple Boy. Correct. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Poets You Should Know. See you next time when with your host being Goofy. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.